ability modifier?
Plus your perception.
Okay.
Like the full perception? Dang, that's a lot.
You need 11.
Would a DM really use traps on a party with no rogue? Hell yes.
I was just about to say I would. I told him I would.
Yeah.
I fucking would. 100%.
Okay.
That's why I use the evil emote.
Based on what you can see, it doesn't look trapped. It looks good.
So I'm gonna turn the key if it's all good, Symarra, right? It's good?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a box. I don't think,
box. It's a very pretty box.
it looks okay to me.
All right. Nick slowly puts the key
I step
in.
back, though.
Nick just looks around at everyone watching her as she proceeds to slowly put the key in and turn. Oh God! Oh God! The key, it burned! No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
It's like not funny, bro. Like this is some serious shit.
not a
This is
joke.
heavy.
a man
No
has
jokes,
died.
man. You play too much, man.
Ha ha ha.
Okay, very good, very
Nick
good.
closes her eyes and opens the box. without
Sure.
looking.
When you
What is it?
when you
Captain?
turn the key in the locking mechanism, the tumblers will slip and you'll hear the deep tumble inside. When it does so, the footlocker's lid kicks up about 2 inches. It's opened. Nothing has happened.
Nix, I think you're fine. I think
I'm
you're
fine.
alive there, buddy.
What's in it? What's
I
in
don't know.
it?
Yeah, I'm over here.
No, but like, look, I can't look.
I'm
I'm scared. Help me.
Miss Symarra,
Help
maybe.
me.
Mogar walks over to the books,
Okay.
gets them, and brings it closer to the table or to everyone.
You just pick up the book, like just
No,
by
not the
your
book,
bare
the
hand?
box.
Oh,
The box.
oh, the box.
It's
Okay.
open now. Like
Okay.
I'm literally bringing the box open to
So-
you guys, so everyone can see the books.
One of the sad things here is, despite Daniel's best efforts, he was never aptly trained to read and write. So he's illiterate. So
What
he's
an
gonna
idiot.
he is going to rely on the honesty and the integrity of his allies. He moves the
100%.
box to eye level with Lily's character Nyx. He opens it up. There are several books inside.
How many? Several.
4.
Oh.
They have different colors.
Yes, actually, some of them are different colors.
Do they have titles on them, or is it just a place?
Perception roll.
That's what I'm talking about. You're getting into the gone of this here. It doesn't take much. All you need is like a DC 5.
Okay, well that's my perception roll. Another a 14.
All right, cool.
Um,
Let's get it.
May I suggest something, Tash?
feel free.
Your knowledge arcana would probably
Yes.
be very useful right now.
Ooh, I don't have a bonus on it, so it's just gonna have to be a. I do notice that some of
It's
the
a
tones.
class
are-
ability, though, right?
Should be.
If it's a class ability, you'll probably be the best to roll
Okay.
it out of all of us.
I don't have anything on my sheet. It just says knowledge arcana. I don't have like a bonus.
That's fine. Do you remove the books to begin looking at the covers or the titles or anything like that?
I can perceive that they are different books, and some of them are to do with
Sure.
spellcasting. I use my knowledge arcana, so it's just a d20, isn't it?
Well, you don't need to roll a knowledge
No,
arcana yet. Not yet. There's nothing, like, without seeing a bit more about it or seeing something that might spark that...
Okay. Do I get to like decide what genre
Yeah,
they are? I
Sure.
don't want to take.
Well, you don't. I mean,
that. Okay.
you don't pick the genre, unfortunately.
Like of the books.
you-
Like-
Can she detect if they're magical in nature, just the books themselves, not just necessarily talking of magic, but actually magic themselves?
If she has the spell Detect Magic,
Okay, okay. I wasn't
I
sure
do
if you could
not
do that
have
with
that.
Arcana or
Okay.
not. Okay.
Yeah, because you can see if it's also trapped or not. Because can't you like touch a book and it burn your hand sometimes? Or
there's a lot of things. I mean, when you go into a world that literally everything can be magical, it can do more than just burn your hand. It could take your entire arm.
It could turn your hand into a chicken.
You could touch it and go into a completely different
Universe,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Uh-oh.
possibility here.
Okay.
Now remember, Petros
So be careful.
revered
Oops,
these.
sorry.
These were incredibly important to him, enough so that it could have inspired his assassination.
We have to be careful with these books, everybody. I don't do. Some of them are to do with magic, and I hesitate to say one maybe about necromancy, which could have fueled the fears of the townspeople. I'm the worst at this. Oh,
You're doing fine.
No, you're doing fine. No, you're perfectly fine.
Okay.
Stop second guessing yourself. You got this.
The pressure. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Why have I done this? So we take the books out because
Okay.
I feel like they're
right.
not trapped.
As you begin placing the books out on the table before you, you see 4 very different styles of books. The first that catches your eye is a rich purple tome covered with what looks to be a brass scarab with a single eye in its center. The next book is jet black. It appears to be written in Old Galarian. But this is something that's sort of like second nature. It's like an old saying. It's called On Verified Madness. On Verified Madness, as you begin looking over through some of the text, it's basically a treatise on aberrations and other entities found on Galarian that possess remote ties to the Dark Tapestry. Does anyone here have Knowledge Arcana? If you do so, you could make a roll on it. Lily, I think you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. Yes, I have it checked off on my box, but I don't have anything for it.
Well, you can still make a check with it.
Oh, okay.
Which
Remember-
means you don't get like a bonus point.
You won't get the
Right.
bonus ranks, but you still get to use your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
So make a roll.
So-
Let's see what you got.
All right.
Should I
so
have
what-
been using that?
Yes, you should have.
So what do I put in the chat box? I'm sorry.
1d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Man.
Just for clarification, Bub, when you do luck rolls, is it like a halfling's luck where you roll 2 dice and then pick the higher of the 2, or you just accept the second dice roll no matter what it is?
I accept the second dice roll.
Okay.
That's
Perfect.
really damn good. That's really, really good. That's actually the second time that you have natural 20'd on corresponding rolls for intellect.
Gnomes are quite lucky. This
So-
lucky crystal does it for me.
You happen to know quite a bit about the Dark Tapestry. This is thought to believed to be told that arcane... Okay, so a lot of people believe that arcane magic is a derivative of dragons. But there are certain sects of people that believe that magic is divined from the Dark Tapestry. And the Dark Tapestry is the name given to the dark places between the stars in the night sky. If you've seen the movie Doctor Strange, that place where he gets his magic from, that's the Dark Tapestry.
Okay. Is that it?
It's foreign magic. It's
Okay.
also regarded as fairly dark. Not quite necromantic, but pretty dark.
On the path to.
Yes.
So how many books is that then? That's
2
Oh.
books done.
okay. So
So how
So there's
many-
3 more.
Well, you
Or
still
2
didn't get the title of the book with the golden scarab. Actually, I can give you... I think I can give you as long as I didn't name it.
The way you described
it
it,
is.
sounded beautiful.
It is. Here it is. There is the title is written on the inside binding as opposed to the outside. Show to everyone.
Ooh, even better than I thought.
Oh, where's it gone? Hang on, I have too many windows open. It's so pretty.
This is on
So
the inside of the
nice.
binding. It looks to be written almost like it's been burned into the leather itself. It's called the Manual of the Order of the Palatine Eye. That's a lot of information to take in, and some of you may not know anything about it. I'm expecting Mogar to know the least. The last 2
Manual
books.
means guide.
That's correct. The last 2 books, one is called Serving Your Hunger. Going over the information, it is text regarding several unholy statements sacred to the goddess Urgathoa. Lorimor has notated several spots liberally within the margins. And the last book is Umbral Leaves. This lexicon is a translation into Common of the unholy book of Zon-Kuthon. So, that being said, who here has knowledge of religion? Go ahead and make a roll. Take your pick. Would you rather Urgathoa or Zon-Kuthon?
Let's start with Zon-Kuthon.
Okay, let's see what you get. All right, let's see here.
Super great roll.
A super great roll. Okay.
Did you use 2 luck rolls earlier or just 1?
He did use them both.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so Zon-Kuthon is outside of your wheelhouse, right? Like it's not part of your Dietic Grove. You guys didn't really discuss this much. You didn't have any ties to it, but you're familiar with the name. It's a big name. Zon-Kuthon is often called the Midnight Lord, the Dark Prince, or the Prince of Pain. He's a deity. He possesses one of the most twisted and evil minds in the Great Beyond. His position as God is the god of pain, and it's well earned. He has been the root of countless tortures, murders, and worse throughout time.
Okay, I relay whatever information that I know to my group, and I continue to search and research a little bit through the tome to find, what was the other one?
Urgathoa.
Urgathoa. So I'm going to roll for that as well.
Okay, I'm going to spell...
I want to keep it all together.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm jotting this down, so like...
There's Zon-Kuthon, and let's see what he gets on Urgathoa.
There we go, a little bit better.
That's really good, actually. And that's Urgathoa's spell down for you. Okay, so Urgathoa is a Varisian goddess of physical excess, disease, famine, and most importantly, the undead. She is mostly worshipped by the dark necromancers, by the undead, and those wishing to become undead. Sometimes those who live gluttonous lifestyles make supplication to her, as do those suffering from a serious illness. She is called the Pallid Princess and Lady Despair. A neutral evil deity, her areas of concern are gluttony, disease, and undeath. Her symbol is a skull-decorated fly.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Let me go ahead and save this so you guys can see it, because you, for one reason or another, remember this. Maybe it was just the image, kind of burned into your mind, but you recall this. So I'm going to go ahead and share it here for everyone. I'm uploading it now. Whoa, I gotta zoom out a little bit, sorry. That is the symbol of Urgathoa.
Oh, I see.
So I go ahead and pretty much educate the group on what I know of Urgathoa.
Okay.
So you guys should now know everything he just said and what I know.
So he's been researching these evil gods and deities. I didn't know the professor was dabbling in this. I can understand some of the fear that we have heard of now. These tomes need to go to where they can be protected.
Kendra looks in the footlocker, and she reaches inside to find that, despite all appearances, there appears to have been some torn cloth. When she reaches inside and removes the cloth, there was a false bottom. She shows to you a journal, and she seems concerned. She looks to each of you. This was my father's. I recognize this anyway. I'm sure some of you might as well. He would carry journals everywhere and record every day. Do you recall?
Yep.
I've
Good.
seen this multiple times.
That
He is
sure looks
the,
familiar, all right.
I know he's always jotting stuff down, man, but I never really looked into it, so I... Sure,
Yes,
man.
he,
Yeah, whatever.
He kept them private, so I don't know if... if we should.
Quite crotchety, if you ask me, quite crotchety, if you ask me, about his work secrets.
Well, should we read it? Is it still bad manners to read a dead man's journal?
No.
Do it.
We should read it.
Well, like, how did you know that was there, man?
The bottom was torn.
I think that normal circumstances, I would say no, don't read it. But he has. We are suspicious. Perhaps he had some thoughts and worries before he died that he didn't want to share with you, Kendra. Maybe he was trying to avoid worrying you.
Right, but we have to find out something from reading it.
Yeah, I feel we should.
I don't feel comfortable reading this.
Merry Christmas.
I mean, we can read it.
I'll read it. You don't have to read it.
She hands the journal to you. Lily.
Oh. I mean, I didn't like want to read it. I'm just saying that we should read it without Kendra. That's just what I was just saying. I'm a bit of a shy reader.
You can do it next. I
You know,
feel as your surrogate father, you keep talking about this genuine connection that you
I
have.
think Mogar should read it. I think. Oh no, Mogar can't read. Never mind.
Damn.
I just think anybody could read it.
Savage.
How comfortable would you feel, Cypress, in these thoughts, reading it?
You mean, like, how comfortable would I be with 4 fucking necromancy books on the table and
in his journal? It could give us clues.
I'm just saying, man, this is kind of heavy shit, man. You can start to see Cypress sort of pacing back and forth as we're starting to kind of look more, and he's going over and he's looking a little bit at the titles and and then kind of back to pacing and stuff. You can tell he's not enjoying what is happening and unfolding before him. In fact, it's kind of making him a little frantic. He is not focused on the journal right now. He is still processing the fucking tomes in front of him on the table and what it all could actually mean. He's a pretty wise guy, but he's not super intelligent himself. And so he's having a hard time putting pieces together. Though he knows that none of it could mean well. So he's trying to catch up right now, basically, mentally. And so you're putting this book in front of him, and he just starts to freak out at you, basically. Yeah, that's where he's at right now. He's kind of just, we've got some fucking real heavy books here, man. Like, this is real shit. Like, there's gonna be a lot of people looking for this shit, man. Like, we should just burn them. Like, I know that as Will said to, like, take wherever, but, like, I
feel they should be used. If the land is tainted, surely you can feel this taint. You've spoke about it already. I feel like maybe these could help if we get them into the right hands.
Well, like, they're probably the reason it is tainted, man. Like, this is probably where it's coming from,
if
man.
Them would work? We don't know. I don't know what evil it is. Maybe it'll go back to the dark place. Maybe that's where they'll go, and then the deity will have them. We need to do the profession.
I don't even want to touch the book. Somebody just... I don't even want to touch it anymore.
I now sort of start to, as Symarra is talking to me and kind of calming me down a little bit, I start to realize that she just dropped a 5th book to the floor, and I'm like, what's that, man? Is that one another one? Man, is that another necromancy book? It's 5? We got 5? I thought we only had 4, man.
It's just a book. It's the professor's book. You trusted the professor at one time. Do I need to do a diplomacy roll for any of this, or am I good?
No, I'm good. I pick up the journal and start to kind of look it over and inspect it, and I sort of flip it open in sort of a curious but sort of frantic way, just kind of like, and I look at the first page.
It's definitely a journal. This is the professor's private journal. It's got a lot of wear. The first page, it just kind of accounts for some of the things that he was doing in foreign lands, but nothing really kind of leaps out at you. Do you kind of flip through the pages at all?
I kind of look at everybody, like, almost like in a, are you cool if I do this kind of way? And I'm even looking at, what's her name?
Kendra?
Kendra. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, I'm looking at Karen, and I'm...
It's Kendra.
It's Kendra. I look over, I say, are you okay with this, Karen? Like, are you fine with it?
Kendra is very okay with this.
Kendra, yeah, man, that's what I said. Like, I'll...
Listen, I just want to see my father put to rest with his... with this duty finished.
Well, like, he really picked a fucking doozy, man. Like, this is some crazy shit. I'll take a look, man, but I don't fucking know. I'm like, starting to go through it, and I start to kind of peer through the journal, yeah.
He was never one to not bite off more than he could chew. As you begin to flip through the pages, you start to notice that several of them have red tick marks at the bottom.
As in?
It looks as if he has marked the pages for one reason or another.
Does it look like some sort of secret code, or are these like particularly important pages? Am I able to just kind of discern that with my...
Do you go over the information on the page, or do you just kind of like notate, there's red mark there?
No, I go over the information.
Okay.
I pay special attention to those pages, in fact.
When you begin to go over the page with the marks, it appears that there are very specific dates that happen to have additional red marks by them. And I'm going to pass out a handout.
Sure.
Here's a handout. This is for everyone. And I'll zoom out, because I know everybody's going to want to see this. Show to players. You guys should be able to zoom in on that.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
"10 years ago. The Whispering Way is more than just a cabal of necromancers. I see that now. Undeath is their fountain of youth. Uncovering their motivation does not place me at ease as I thought it might. Their desire to be eternal simply makes them more dangerous." Notated again 2 months ago. "It is as I had feared. The Way is interested in something here in Ravengrow. But what could it be?" Titled again 1 month ago. "Whatever the Way seeks, I am now convinced their goal is connected to Harrowstone. In retrospect, I suppose that all makes sense. The stories they tell about it, that the ruins in the town are certainly chilling enough. It may be time to investigate the ruins, but with everyone in town already being so worked up about them, I'd rather not let the others know about my curiosity. There's plenty of folks hereabouts who already think I'm a demonologist or a witch or something. These ignorant fools. 20 days ago. It's confirmed. The Way seems quite interested in something. No, strike that. Someone who was held in Harrowstone. But whom, specifically, is the Way after? I need a list of everyone who died the night of the fire. Everyone. The Temple of Pharasma must have such a list. 18 days ago. I see now just how ill-prepared I was when I last set out for Harrowstone. I'm lucky to have returned at all. The ghosts, if indeed they were ghosts, for I did not find it prudent to investigate further, prevented me from transcribing the strange symbols I found etched along the foundation. Hopefully upon my next visit, I will be more prepared. Thankfully, the necessary tools to defend against spirits are already here in Ravengrow. I know that the Church of Pharasma used to store them in a false crypt in the Restlands at the intersection between Eversleep and the Black Path. I'm not certain if the current clergy even know of what their predecessors have hidden down below. If my luck holds, I should be able to slip in and out with a few borrowed items. Last entry, 17 days ago. Tomorrow evening, I return to the prison. It is imperative that the Way do not finish. My caution has already cost me too much time. I am not sure what will happen if I am too late. But if my theory is correct, the entire town could be at risk. I don't have time to update my will, so I'll leave this in the chest where it will be sure to be found, should the worst come to pass.
Wow.
Is there anything in the journal that implicates him in any way to any sort of actual criminal activity besides petty theft?
Just
As
petty theft.
in, okay. Interesting.
Was this all read out loud?
I pretty much read it to myself. I'm just kind of scouring over the pages, and I sort of close the book and lean back and reach into one of my pockets on my clothes and pull out a spectacular blunt and light that shit up and just sort of chill back and start to relay very slowly and very methodically what I just read about our good buddy, Mr. Patron. So basically what we can gather from all this is that he did have the best intentions, and it seems like he was trying to thwart whatever is occurring here, but something is occurring here, something maybe bigger than we understand, certainly bigger than Petey. You know, he is nobody to be messed with, and he was ended pretty swiftly. However, we don't know if the people killed him necessarily for these tomes, because it didn't seem like the house was wrecked or anything like that. So maybe there was some other reason he was killed, maybe relating, but not necessarily
The Whispering Way.
about the book. Yeah, maybe the Whispering Way got wind, maybe heard some whispers about what he was fucking doing. So I'm just sort of in a very high way, I keep ranting and talking like this and just kind of going into my own theories and questioning myself out loud and then diving into this and that and whatever. It's sort of like the way a really high person sort of walks themselves through a thought process.
Well, I mean, Cypress, can you just show me what you
Oh yeah, sure.
there?
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Here, take a hit.
the journal. The journal.
Oh yeah, man. Here, take a look. It's
Thank you.
heavy
Thank you
stuff,
very
man.
much.
It's heavy stuff. You'll want this afterwards, trust me.
Obviously, I read it and it is pretty heavy, and then I pass it on to Nix. Nix, it's a lot to it's a lot to take in. I feel.
What?
I'm giving you the journal so you can read it, because Cypress is stoned as heck in heck, so might not be making as much sense.
Yeah. You guys are getting what I'm saying,
Yeah,
but I'm
you're just
really
going
fucking...
off on tangents and yeah.
I'm taking a long-winded route.
And I'm like, you should read it.
I should read it. Are you sure?
You should. I feel it's important.
At this, I since I know you guys are going to be kind of delving into a little bit, I tell everybody in the room that I need to get some fresh air and step outside a little bit. And
Okay.
I just want to sort of be comforted by Tima and be where I'm most natural. And so I'm going to step outside and head upstairs and head out to see Tima.
Okay.
You're needing to pee as well.
Probably. It's been a little while.
Like,
So am I, I'm just gonna ask, am I supposed to, like, interpret this a certain way, or?
It's up to you to glean whatever information you would like to off of the text. If you decide that it's jibba jabba, it's not worth your time, then you could pass it along. But I will say that Mogar is avidly awaiting for additional information.
does Mogar say that, or is he just chilling
I
out?
think that
He's
we
like-
should
he's
go
waiting.
investigate the temple.
You, Mogar, did you understand Cypress's explanation? There, you're got a bit keen.
I need to know a little bit more. Mogar doesn't understand what High Man's saying.
because Highman is talking a lot of jibber jabber. But Mogar wants to know one thing. Where
Just
are we
one?
going next? Because
That's exactly what I like to hear, Mogar. I am a woman